Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Friday, May 17. The Jamaica Trade Information Portal, which will make it easier for local and international investors to do business, was officially launched yesterday. The portal was launched under the tagline, Trade Information at Your Fingertips. Industry and Commerce Minister Audley Shaw says it's part of government's broader initiative to make trade information more accessible to Jamaica's business community.
The government has been strident in its commitment to improving our competitiveness, recognizing that this is pivotal to our social and economic growth. This recognition translates into not only the need to implement far-reaching reforms, but to also implement these reforms quicker than other countries that are on a similar path.
The Trade Information Portal will provide traders, investors, and consumers with a smoother interface. The portal provides vast amounts of information on the regulatory and procedural steps for trade. Minister Shaw says it will ultimately assist to drive the country's economic growth. Persons wishing to access the portal may visit jamaicatradeportal.gov.jm. The Tinson Pan Aerodrome is now equipped with a pilot lounge valued at $1.5 million. Minister of Transport and Mining Robert Montego says this paves the way for two companies to now begin domestic flight operations on the island. This will open up more gateways at the Kingston-based aerodrome, creating access to additional air transportation to various sections of the country.
Domestic flights are going to lead to the next natural things, which is international flights. So I am saying, let us really and truly deal with Caribbean integration and encourage our Cuban brothers and sisters to come to Jamaica and shop and go back to Cuba, just like how we used to go to Panama and Curacao and shop and carry back.
Minister Montego was speaking yesterday at the ribbon-cutting ceremony for the Pilot's Lounge at the Tinson Pan Aerodrome. He says the Ken Jones Aerodrome in Portland will be equipped with a pilot lounge next. Jamaica Public Service customers will soon be able to utilize electric power wheeling services. Electric Power Wheeling offers JPS customers the ability to provide electricity to the power company, where an equivalent amount of electricity may be used from the grid at one or more locations. Energy Minister Favour Williams made the announcement on Tuesday during her 2019-2020 sectoral debate in the House of Representatives. Minister Williams said customers wishing to participate in this facility would be required to apply for an electric power wheeling license and an electric power wheeling contract.
The electricity power wheeling regulations are being developed to provide further guidance to the sector. We are expecting to receive a consultative paper from the Office of Utilities Regulation, OUR, to start the process. It is expected that this will give us some sense of the pricing environment for power wheeling.
She also disclosed that 757 net billing licenses had been issued to Jamaicans since the pilot program in May 2012. Since her appointment to the portfolio in February, she assigned 26 of these licenses. Net billing is a facility that allows people to sell the excess power generated from renewable sources in accordance with a net billing license and a contract with the Jamaica Public Service Company. Former Prime Minister Edward Seaga is still in the United States receiving medical treatment at a hospital in Florida. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has reported that Mr. Seaga remains in positive spirits, considering the physical effects of his illness and treatment. Mr. Holness, accompanied by Government Minister Olivia Grange, visited the former Prime Minister on Wednesday. While there, Mr. Holness said Mr. Seaga was assured that Jamaica was in a good place and that the country's economic recovery was being carefully managed to ensure social equity and prosperity for the working-class masses of the Jamaican people. Mr. Seaga was also informed of the many expressions of concern, love, prayers, and good wishes from the Jamaican people, in particular those from his former constituency of West Kingston. The Prime Minister says Mr. Seaga is under close medical supervision by a team of doctors, including Jamaican specialists and nurses, and is surrounded by his family. 58 female wards of the Granville Child Care Facility in Trelawney and their families participated in a family reintegration intervention session at the home on Wednesday. The event was hosted by the Child Protection and Family Services Agency, CPFSA, under the theme Stronger Families, Stronger Society. It was held in observance of International Day of Families. Acting manager at the Granville Child Care Facility, Marcia McGibbon, says the event is aimed at building positive relationships between the families and the wards, as well as improving parent-child relationships.
For some whose parents did not turn up or family members, they were distraught. They cried. For those whose family members came, you see a little bit more ease and they're more happy and all of that. And I know for tomorrow it's going to be a different set of girls.
And finally, the quaint town of Lucy in Hanover is to be developed into a tourism destination. The town has been selected among several communities across the country as an ideal spot for cultural tourism. It's part of the Ministry of Tourism's mission to rebrand the island as a destination for cultural experiences. Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett says a rehabilitation of historic sites, such as Fort Charlotte and the town's port, are among the plans to establish Lucy as a prime destination.
We're providing an opportunity for entrepreneurship at the very base of the population within our space. We think that tourism is going to be made more meaningful to the average Jamaican when access is provided for income-generating activities.
Mr. Bartlett made the statements after a recent tour of the Hamden Wharf Development Project in Falmouth, Trelawney. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.